I'm so sorry, sir. About everything. It's all my fault.
Now, Paxton, you should not feel responsible for the events that occurred during the munitions incident. The sole cause of the fire was none other than that appalling General Zen. I know that it was an accident, and you could not have possibly have meant to harm anyone. You're one of the gentlest engines I've had the pleasure to know. Please, don't let this be a burden for you.
I'll try, sir. Thank you.
Even so, I think it's best you return to the Blue Mountain Quarry. You're well liked there, and I'm sure the little engines will brighten your spirits.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Farewell, Paxton. Safe travels. Hey, excuse me, sir. Mind the crumbs. These are new leather seats.
Oh dear, I'm sorry, Winston. Off we go then.
Hello there, Paxton. I haven't seen you for a while. Back to the quarry life, I see.
Yes, I am indeed. Why aren't you at the quarry, Scarlowy?
I'm mostly dealing with passengers for a change. I believe Duke has taken the reins of the quarry for now.
Duke? Scarlowy?
Yes, of course. What's wrong with that, Paxton?
Nothing, Scarlowy.
Well, look sharp then. The men are blasting today.
Blasting? Oh my.
Fizzling fireboxes, what's gone into that Paxton? I must say, he's the most nervous little diesel I've ever met.
Hey, Freddy, do you have a minute?
Idle buffers, I presume. A minute to be had is a minute wasted. I'm quite busy at the moment, like you should be.
Fastest engine in the hills has time for races, but not for friends. I see how it is. Duncan, listen to my new...
Rusty, I listen to you much more often than I would like to already.
Bertram, have a listen, will you? Isn't it grand? Two-tone.
Well, my dear Rusty, it's remarkable, refined, refreshing, all of the above and far beyond. I'm speechless.
That would be a first.
Stow it, the lot of you! The men are blasting today, and I don't want any stragglers. You'll all do your work safely and efficiently and scamper off by nightfall.
Don't worry, Duke. We'll be very careful.
Yeah, whatever.
I am ever so certainly in concordance with that astute gesture, fine fellow.
Oh, shut up, Bertram. Anyway, my main concern right now is that good-for-nothing Paxton. Where the blazes is he?
He's close to the tunnel, where the men are setting up the dynamite.
Impudent scallywag. I told him to finish his shunting earlier. I'll go knock some sense into that sot.
Duke never did like Paxton, did he?
Duke never liked Bertram either. He doesn't like outsiders. He sees them as unruly. Duke is the kind to exert authority. That's why he gets like this when Rheneas and Scarlowy aren't around. Of course, he deserves respect. Saved my bunker a few times.
Good work, Thumper. With a small crevice, we can place the dynamite and blast through this rock.
No problem. Glad to be of service, mate.
Paxton, get out of here! Scram! You know the men are blasting soon.
Hey, I'm sorry, Duke. I was just, shunting, like I always do. It's my job, here,
No excuses! Get out of my sight!
Yes, sorry, Duke.
Hey, cool it, old geezer. He means well. I can't imagine what it does to that little fella's system when you shout at him like that.
I only want to make sure everyone at Blue Mountain is safe. I don't need an incompetent sot telling me different. The last thing we need around here is mishap knocking on our doors.
Yeehaw! This must be the place, Weaver.
Hey, is the Thin Controller around?
Yeah, we wanted to talk to him. Hasn't spoken to us since the munitions incident. We wanted to hear about his fencing lessons.
Fencing lessons?
Rick! Weaver! I know he's about. But you two best not be here, especially with firearms.
Yeah. Why exactly are you two carrying firearms onto the premises?
You can never be too careful.
Never leave home without 'em. We're friends of the Thin Controller. Been on all sorts of adventures since we were in university together.
Well, that really is heartwarming. But that still doesn't justify carrying weapons. We have explosives around, and I really wouldn't fancy any sort of unwanted disturbance.
Who exactly are these drifters? They from around here?
I know they're close friends of the Thin Controller, and I believe they're rangers of some sort, patrolling the countryside and traveling a lot, exploring new territory.
Well, there are a couple of characters, but the good kind. Ha! Better get back to my work.
Well, I thought I heard Paxton leave, but there's still no sign of Duke.
Senile old bucket. I better go fetch him now.
Be careful, Sir Handel.
Gentlemen, please, stand aside.
Not until we see the Thin Controller.
Yeah, at least want to say hello. You'll understand. We go way back.
I completely understand, but two heavily armed rogues moseying into my blasting site has a remarkable tendency of making me uncomfortable.
Oh, toughen up, you turkey.
Everyone, please. We really ought to get moving.
Grandpuff, get out of there! You're already giving us so much grief for idling about.
Idling? Be off with you. I was just in the middle of setting these roustabouts straight.
Roustabout? I always thought I had good intentions.
It is one of my best intentions for you to dispense of those firearms.
Oh, and why should I, you turkey? Can't trust an honest man with his trusty revolver. Believe me, I've never had a misfire in my whole life.
Whoa! Fire is hot!
Look what you've done, you idiot! Duke, are you alright?
I'm fine, but Sir Handel is buried.
Well, dang it. That was my fault.
About time you had that revelation.
Ow. Why does this always happen to me?
Oh, it's the Thin Controller. How are you, man?
Help the crew. They need to get out of here as well. Hang tight, Sir Handel.
I guess I'll be fine, sir. And my driver and fireman seem to have all their limbs. I'm sure we'll be able to stick it out in here for
I highly doubt that, and it pains me to see that you're actually reasonable during the most unreasonable of calamities. Help will come, Sir Handel.
Vagard's not gonna like this.
Sir Handel, my friend. Duke told me everything. The workman will be sure to patch you up as soon as possible. Thank you, Madge, for bringing him over.
No problem, Victor. I know our little blue friend here is in good buffers. A pleasure, as always.
Lift him on the maintenance track. The poor engine can't move on its own. A new set of wheels may be necessary.
Ow. My boiler is killing me. I think I have a rocket-like piston. It's been driving me insane the whole ride over.
We'll have that looked at, my friend, and I believe a new coat of paint is in order. Once we get those dents sorted out. It'll all get better soon, I assure you. Arthur is here too. You've all dealt with some serious rough and tumble.
Glad to see you're safe.
Ow, my aching boiler. I still hear the blast echoing in my funnel.
I'm amazed it's still there.
I was afraid I'd need a drain pipe or something like Peter Sam. I knew if I ever had a special funnel after this fiasco, I'd never hear the end of it.
At least we'll be in good company while we're mended. Ah, hello there, Arthur.
Hey, Duke. Nice to see you again. But not here. Are you alright?
We will be. There was an incident with some dynamite. Absolutely irresponsible and idiotic. Sir Handel, unfortunately, got the brunt of the blow.
Oh dear, I know how that feels. I was caught in the munitions incident at the outpost site. A flatbed of fuel exploded, it almost took me with it. My front end practically melted, so now I'm waiting for a fresh set of buffers.
Glad to see you're in one piece, then. Let's keep our hopes up, shall we? We may all be a bit battered, but at least we have a good share of tales to tell.
In the meantime, let's get some shut-eye.
No, this is not a hospital. We don't have visiting hours. The workmen here at Crowman's Gate also do not welcome firearms at the engine works.
Ah, come on, Vic. We want to apologize to Duke and Sir Handel.
Yeah, please let us go see them.
Duke is doing his paces right now, and if all goes well, he can go home by the end of the week.
Looking good, Duke. Maybe you'll get to go home soon.
I certainly hope so. The explosion has left me only slightly singed. I think I'll still be in good working order.
Send a postcard. Sound to take my mind off things while I rot here.
You must be feeling better. You're gradually becoming more unpleasant.
Ah, stow it, Grandpuff.
Keep up those paces, Duke. Victor, might you have a look as well?
Yes, sir. Right away. Don't do anything daft while I'm gone. Now go away. Scram.
Well, I expected warmer hospitality.
Maybe we should have dressed less casually.
Are you kidding? This is my best hat.
That's your only hat?
All right, Duke. Looks like I get final approval on those paces. Try moving to the far end of the shed.
Of course. Here we go.
I am genuinely offended by the severe lack of hospitality we received.
Well, who's this?
Hello there, everyone.
Back away, Stretch.
Help! Don't shoot! I was just dropping off a visitor.
A visitor? How did you know this visitor was for us?
Well, it appears that it was the dramatic display of gun handling and utter stupidity that gave it away.
It's Vegard.
There you are. We were looking everywhere for you.
So I gathered, and apparently you did a cracking good job at it too, blowing up a mine shaft. I assume that it is why our friends Sir Handel and Duke are in disarray.
I was taken by surprise.
I was just standing there thinking about kittens.
Well, look here, gents. The Thin Controller is our mate, and if we want to maintain that friendship, we can't go gallivanting off on an exhilarating spree, making a mess of things everywhere we go. So in a sense, the university days are over.
Sorry about that, Vegard.
Yeah. Why the heck were you thinking about kittens?
Well, thinking about kittens is better than a calamitous misfire.
A misfire with style, mind you.
Oh, bollocks. Enough bickering, please. You know I never miss a shot, and that's because I don't wield a firearm like some sort of clumsy madman. All you do is aim, shoot, and... Ah! What the...
Ay, no. ¿Pero qué está pasando aquí? Ustedes son estúpidos. ¿Por qué tú hicieron eso?
Help! I can't stop! Oh, bust my buffer beam.
The wall didn't come out of that too swimmingly either.
Oh, just stow it, Sir Handel.
Never miss, huh?
Well, it just took me by surprise. Rusty, why on earth are you blasting that wretched horn of yours?
I was just delivering some machine parts to the works, and I wanted to show you all my new two-tone horn.
I thought it was nice.
What is the meaning of this? I tell you all to stay away from the works with those weapons, and there you go, firing away and frightening everyone. You've also ruined a perfectly good wall, and Duke's buffer beam is probably badly damaged.
Oh dear, Duke. Is he alright?
My apologies. I was just informing my colleagues of their roguish behaviour when my rifle accidentally, well, went off and...
I could care less about your explanation. The works must be a safe haven for engines in need of repair. I cannot allow this to get any more out of control. I'm sure you can explain your actions to the police.
The police? You mean the police are involved? Aw, nuts, back in the slammer.
They're on their way. They may be a bit curious of the fiasco you have caused at the Blue Mountain Quarry.
For the record, I was just standing there thinking about kittens.
Oh, shut up, Weaver.
Duke, are you okay?
A bit worse for wear, I must admit. Why are you here, Paxton?
Vhagar wanted to look for some of his friends, and they were looking for the Thin Controller for some reason. Apparently they've been on all sorts of adventures, and created a lot more for us too.
Well, you might say I've had enough excitement for one day.
Don't worry, Duke. I'll stay here with Victor, and make sure you're back on the rails.
Ha! Well, what do you know? You're alright, Paxton. Thank you very much. Perhaps you're not a good-for-nothing sot after all.
Oh, wow, thank you, I guess.
Well, here we are behind bars, and I thought I was the sensible one.
Do you think the Thin Controller will bail us out?
I would count on it. I saved his life after all, and that sort of thing is not easily forgotten.
My honorable friends, perhaps we could all learn a lot from the mishaps you both caused today.
Oh, shut up,
Oh,
Weaver.
sod off.
Another explosion at the Blue Mountain Quarry? And a wall smashed through at Croven's Gate Works? What on earth is going on with the Skarloey Railway these days? What's that? The ruffians have been put under arrest? Very well. I've had quite enough of this. Good day. Take me back to simpler days, where the biggest concerns were burst safety valves, Welsh coal, and a passenger's bootlaces.
Well, from the look of things, looks like I'll be out of here before you.
Ugh. Looks like it.
Well, I can ask the Fat Controller if I can visit, Duke, and tell you what's going on at the quarry.
Why, thank you, Paxton. That would be nice. Perhaps I may still be able to keep you an order from here. Ha! Impudent scallywag.
Ha ha! All is right in the world. Good night, Arthur, my friend. We'll have that fresh set of buffers ready tomorrow.
And the draft coming through the shed wall?
Next week, at the latest. Hasta la vista.
What an awful blunderbuss this turned out to be.
What's that, Duke?
A blunderbuss is a short-range firearm, but it can also be a mistake or an accident.
Which beautifully categorizes this day's event.
Quite right, Sir Handel. A blunderbuss indeed. I'll give a hearty whistle to that. Well, if I were in steam, anyway.
I believe a honking horn will do. Good night, everyone.
Farewell.
Shut up, I'm trying to sleep.
Maybe we all make mistakes, but at least at the end of the day, they help us realize who your friends really are.
Rick, Weaver, and Vhagar? Yes, apparently a smartly dressed gentleman has inquired about your bail.